We are AWS On Air. We are live at the New York City Summit, and we're going to be talking about PartyRock, which is super exciting. So let's do some intros first. My name is Jillian, Startup Solutions Architect. Got the one and only, the amazing AM.
It's good there's only one of me, let me say that. America's best friend, AM Grabelny. I'm a developer advocate here at AWS and one of your hosts for the show today. Very excited. This is my first segment.
What?
Yeah.
I can't believe
and
it.
What a way to kick it off.
Yes.
It's a party.
Oh, you just said that at the same time.
We rehearsed that. Don't pretend we didn't. We rehearsed it. All right. Please, introduce yourselves.
My name is Rahul. I'm a product manager with the PartyRock team.
Okay.
My name is Thomas. I'm an engineering manager in the team.
And we've had, AWS On Air has had PartyRock since last year when it came out at reInvent.
Yep.
So tell us, what's new with PartyRock?
So what's new is that we have seen users create over hundreds of thousands of apps on PartyRock,
Wow.
solving, building apps for fun, for personal productivity, all kinds of use cases we have seen users build apps on PartyRock. And yesterday we introduced a new capability called Playlist, which allows you to showcase your apps to the world. Right after reInvent, we introduced this capability called Discover Page, which was a collection of apps which were curated by AWS, where we were trying to showcase certain interesting, exciting use cases. And we, over months, a lot of people created a lot of apps, and they were looking for interesting ways to showcase their apps. They were like, I would like to inspire others, and I would like the rest of the world to see the apps that I've built. And for them, we introduced a capability called Playlist, wherein you can pick and choose apps that you would like everyone else to be able to experiment and play with.
Let's jump back for a second too, just for anybody who hasn't tried PartyRock before, right? I think easiest way. Go while you're watching right now. Go check out PartyRock, right? Anybody can go check out PartyRock. That's one of my favorite things about it. But how do you pitch PartyRock to people if they've never heard of it before? What do you tell them PartyRock is there for, and what should they build with it?
So it's a no-code app builder using generative AI models that are exposed through Bedrock. You can pick and choose the model of your choice. It's very easy. There is no AWS account required. There is no credit card required. You can start with your social identity providers from Google, Amazon, or Apple. You can get started literally in seconds. And once you sign up, you can provide a natural language prompt in English. We build an app for you. It's a simple web application. And from that point on, you can start, building more advanced use cases.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, what?
Okay,
Mic
that's
drop.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. So I built a PartyRock app. I built an app last year around reInvent when everything was coming out. Have you built anything yet,
No,
Julie?
I haven't. But there are people at the hackathon who built like zombie apps. How cool is that?
I built an app that I was telling Rahul about it earlier, that it simulates if an alien were to come down, how do I communicate with that alien, right? Maybe they don't speak any of the languages known on Earth, so like the actual LLM then generates some suggestions on how best, based off the description of the alien that you give.
Yes.
So as we have said, personal productivity, everyday life thing.
That's right, everyday life.
Everyday life.
That's my everyday life, just to put that out there. Speaking of, though, what are some of the cool apps that you all have personally seen that people have built with PartyRock?
I think there's a range of cool. There's like the out there stuff.
Whatever do you mean? I couldn't think of anything out there. Huh.
And I think what gives me a lot of joy is when we hear stories where people come back where they're like mom and pop shop, they're small business, they're like individual, like kind of trying to get something done, and they now found a way to do that better, right? So
I love it.
A little like landscaping company, right? And they have their customers come in, and guess what? The customers ask always the same questions, right? That you need to know, kind of, how big is the garden? What is done? Like, what do you want to get done? What's the like kind of? Is it north facing or not, right? And they basically build a small little app that's kind of type this in. And it then gets recommendation for which plants they might want to offer, which they have in stock, and also can generate the offer and offer letter, right? And that helps you if you're maybe not a non-native speaker, but you're like this is your business, you're somewhere else, you're trying to do this, give you kind of more professional outlook to your customers, gets you kind of stuff done, right? So we see this a lot in terms of personal productivity, also inside Amazon, right? So like kind of PartyRock is available to Amazonians as well. And we see a lot of that use case where, especially outside of the US, people use this as the company language is English, right?
Right.
To then translate their ideas and thoughts from their native language, where they can best express that, into kind of the famous Amazon documents and emails and so on,
That's
prepare
amazing.
their documents, right? So there's anything from aliens to a business review.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
That's, okay, we see all the spread. But the cool thing is that we see like a large majority of our users is non-technical. So it's not a solution architect, or it's not a developer. Right? It's people in functional organizations, or people that wouldn't write a single line of Python. Right? They couldn't read a blog post on how to use XYZ model. Just use this. Like no.
Yeah.
Right? That's beyond that person's capability. But having found something, right, that helps them do stuff is like, you know, that gets me excited about our own project.
Yeah. Speaking of using it, do you want to jump in and show
Let's do
us
it. Let's do it.
PartyRock?
Yes.
We can take a look at the playlist feature as well.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I hope my screen is visible. Yes.
There we go.
All
May I
right.
have your attention, please?
So there are a bunch of different ways to build apps on PartyRock. Once you hit on the Generate App button, we give you a different set of prompts across productivity, fun stuff, and education. So I can pick social media generator, which allows me to change the tone and language of different social media posts that will be posted on different channels. So that's one way of creating a PartyRock app. It takes a few seconds for the app to be built, but while that is happening, I'm going to show you the playlist feature. So there are three ways to share your app. One is previously there was a private mechanism, which basically meant that only I could view and use and edit my own application. There was sharing mechanism, which was I could share a link with Thomas. Thomas could view and use that application of mine. And now there is a third mechanism, which is what we introduced yesterday, which is public. And the moment I make an app public, it appears on my playlist. So let's look at that. I make this app available on my playlist page. I go to /playlist. There you see apps by this username, which is mine. You get to see a list of applications that I've decided to make as part of my playlist feature. I can copy paste and share this URL with anyone who may be interested in experimenting with these applications. You get a preview on the right-hand side, which gives you like an overview of what this application is about. So let's maybe take a look at one of these.
What's the back in time one? Can we look at the back in time?
Let's look at that too. That's one of my favorites. So back in time, you enter a time period. So let's go 30 years back in time, because we can. July 1994, I enter a time period. It picks
Wow,
up.
I didn't expect to be attacked today. That 30 years ago was 1994.
Yeah.
That hurts a little.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah,
I know.
Anyway, yeah. Can you actually give us a little bit of magnification there? Maybe Command or Control
I
plus a couple times. Perfect.
Perfect.
Better now?
Yes.
All right. So I enter a time period, which is July 1994. You can see the prompt for this particular widget. Give me the most significant, fun, lightweight news story of that time period. And I ask the model to be factual and objective. And it has generated a story. It talks about the world was captivated by Comet Shoemaker Levi 9 colliding. I don't know. And then I asked it to generate an image. But here's the interesting bit. I asked it to generate an image using the response that I got to see in this prompt. So it's saying generate an image that visually depicts the key elements and events of the news story, and there I link. So it's one of those fun use cases that we're seeing a lot of users use PartyRock for. It also sparks a lot of imagination. I can totally imagine teachers using this to inspire students, and there's another interesting app that we can look at on that note, which is a lesson planner, which is a good mix of fun and productivity. I can say, I want to teach certain kids about Roman history.
Oh, come on.
No, then whatever.
Like the next meme.
What does it men think about Roman Empire every hour or something?
Yeah.
Like,
So what do you want to see? Next meme or
No.
Let's go with
That-
Roman history.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, that is the
7th
meme.
graders, let's stick to easy and maybe something which is interactive. I hit Command Enter. You can also click on the play button, and it generates a lesson. I've asked it to stick to 250 words, and it has generated a lesson. There is a whole script. It has
Wow,
generated an
that's
image.
really good.
And now
Look
I
at
can, share this app as part of my playlist. I can give access to this playlist to every student. I can leave these edits, and right now it's a private app. Let's make it public. I do that. I go to my playlist page. Now there are 4 apps, and Lesson Planner is one of them.
Wow. So the use cases we've covered here, internal productivity, something where it's maybe for like a curated group of people like your students, but you're saying that there are some people who are even using this for other areas of maybe like their small business or business where they want to be able to start driving views to it. So any tips for creating an engaging app?
I think the best apps are the ones that solve daily use cases or use cases that make me want to come back to the app again and again. I don't think so there is a particular way to gamify for views. For instance, people have created text rewriters and document helpers, and those apps naturally drive a lot of re-engagement. People keep coming back because you're not inside Amazon, you're not done writing documents, so you want continuous suggestions. Then there's another interesting app that one of our AWS developer advocates has built. It's called Resume Optimizer. There you can upload your own resume. You can copy paste the job description. It does a pretty cool diff analysis. It tells you, what are the skills you're missing. It generates a cover letter for you. Then it prepares a plan for you to how you can acquire those skills. And I think apps like these, which solve a genuine utility problem, keep getting a lot of re-engagement. So that would be my one tip, to build apps that solve some common problem for your target users.
I think if you're an expert in something, right? Stick to that. Like if you're an expert in a certain domain, right? Use this to talk and speak to your audience. Right? There's a massive amount of opportunity in things where no software exists today, right? There's a lot of problems that are just unsolved today because you can't just search for an answer online, or it's like a 2-hour job that is then ending in nothing and frustration, right? Or you always apply your table calculating software to solve any of your problems because that's the one tool you use. What we see now with this technology is that problems that were unsolved, like the gardening, landscaping thing that I just described, there was an unsolved problem. There was no solution to that, and there was no meaningful business for a company to build software specific to that use case, right? But it allowed somebody in that problem space to solve that problem on their own, right? But then there's a lot of landscaping shops out there, right? So I think that's the general idea. You probably work on something that is something you know really, really well, right? If you can help with Gen AI, with PartyRock, make this better, do that. Share this with people that do alike.
And one way to make this a reality is whenever I start talking, there is an announcement.
That's the summit.
Yeah, that's the summit. So one way to make what Thomas talked about a reality is that you can use our document upload widget, wherein you can upload a bunch of documents that where you have captured your specialized knowledge, and then you can attach a chatbot to it. For example, I built an app for which is a foster advisor, which has a couple of documents uploaded in there, and then you can ask interesting questions, and you can offload those, frequent questions that you get from your users to an app like PartyRock.
That's really interesting. I mean, build what you know, I think is great advice. Yeah. That's why I built what I built, obviously.
Obviously.
I have Deep experience
With aliens?
with aliens. Yes, of course. Being one myself.
Of course.
You all have, and it's been in the shot most of the segment here too. You all have a nice booth back here featuring PartyRock. What are people seeing here at the booth? If obviously people watching can't attend the summit, but just give them a sneak peek what you would get at this booth.
So we just basically have an account for you to experience the applications themselves. We in particular have the application we have built together with Formula One as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's an application that allows you to build or generate a trophy for a race. And if you do that, you can also sign up for, I would call this a raffle, but it's called a
Sweepstake.
Whatever. So marketing language.
Yeah.
But you can win stuff. You can win tickets to actually Formula One Grand Prix.
Wow.
Aside of that, we have really cool stickers. But what we see what's happening at the booth mostly is we get exactly, kind of luckily exactly the people that we are looking for that we can help, which not have experienced this technology or try to create a mental model for themselves, like, okay, what is all of this? What are these models? Do I need to care about which models are available? Do I need to, like, kind of all of that, right? So we get a lot of questions about how do I do, right?
Yes.
And that's perfect. That's exactly. And we can try building this app ad hoc. Often enough, that just works. Or we can explain what else needs to be done, right? Or to get this into reality. We also get questions on how we build PartyRock, and we can explain this as well. Right? So we're using AWS services all the way. I can explain all of that as we are the engineering team, obviously.
All right. That's if you're here or going to a summit later on and there's a PartyRock booth, check it out. Everybody watching right now, go build a PartyRock app and go share it out, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
We got to run. We'll be right back.